Who is I like that. Who is Trabian Shorters? That's a good way to do it. I'm founding CEO of BMe Community. BMe can be understood a lot of different ways. We sometimes call it Black people building upon Black love to make a better society for everyone. For me, BMe is the answer to who do you think we are and who do you think we need to be. I was born and raised in Pontiac, Michigan. I grew up in an era where they said that there were no positive Black male role models, and I said, yeah, because, I couldn't think of anybody, right? There was a sister from Detroit named Octavia Vaughn at the time. Now her name is Octavia Wilson. And a group of us brothers in our 20s were talking about how we had no positive Black male role models growing up. And she was like, why do y'all keep saying that? You mean to tell me you never had an uncle or a cousin? Your mother never dated anybody? You didn't have a grandfather? You had no positive Black male role models in your whole experience? And I was like, well, my grandfather was, obviously he was a role model. My Uncle Charles went and fought in the war and he came back, was a good dude. My mom dated this guy named Swoop who was a good dude. The stories we tell create the lives that we live. It's not the lives themselves, it's the stories that we tell that create the lives that we live. I think the entire point of asset framing is to train your mind to see who you are. Train your mind to see the brothers and sisters in front of you. And so the reason why we talk about asset framing being about aspiration and contribution, because aspiration has the word spirit in it. And it's all about recognizing the spirits that move people, right? So I'm going to define you by your aspiration, that I'm defining you by the spirit in you that seeks something higher. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you're a writer, if you're a leader, if you're an activist, those are your aspirations. So that's the spirit that's moving you. That's what's motivating you. So rather than define you by something that hurt you, broke you, scared you with, rather than define you by that, I'm going to define you by the spirit. I'm going to talk to the spirit that is moving you. So I'm going to define you by your aspiration and your contribution before we get to the challenges. If respire is to breathe, right? Give the spirit some energy. Then aspire is to hope. Conspire is to hope with, right? And so we build communities. So taking it back to Upper Bound. I didn't know anything about Upper Bound. But then, of course, I get in the hub. I was on the Cranbrook campus. I was like, what is this place? Like, I didn't feel like I belonged there. You know what I mean? And even when I got the scholarship to the main school, it just didn't feel, nobody I recognized, nothing that felt normal to me. The way I framed, the way I thought of myself, I didn't belong here. It ain't about belonging, right? We change spaces. So it's not about, do I fit into the space, right? It's about, am I willing to change the space? So right now, I run a national organization, hundreds of leaders involved in it. Our leaders, create new institutions. They changed the Constitution here in Florida so that folks who've been locked up could vote again. They raise billions of dollars for racial equity and justice, and they run foundations, they run corporations, they work together to make the world a better place. None of that without Hub. You know what I mean? I don't think I'd be who I am if it wasn't for the opportunity to be in Upper Bound. And that's just facts. The legacy I want to leave is that people know how to love themselves first, and love each other. That's the bottom line of it. This is Hub, this is 60, let's celebrate.